some people, they want to be on the limelight. Others, they don't. They just want to really make good music. They just want to create something beautiful or just express their feeling, and then it becomes a hit, and now they're in the limelight. And a lot of people are not prepared to this, because they didn't even think about that. They didn't even know that this song would become a generational hit. You don't know when you're doing it what's gonna happen. So a lot of time you have to all of a sudden deal with people who love you and people who hate you. And you don't understand. Listen, me personally, for a long time, because I'm so Cartesian, I'm such an analytic person, that when somebody tell me I love you, I'm like, do they understand what love is? Like, I'm always like, no, you like my music. Yeah, but your music came for you, so I love you. So most of the time I say thank you so much. But in my head, I'm like, you don't love me, you don't know me. And then when people say, I hate you, or I hate him, I'm like, what did I do to you? Like, yeah, you're here with your glasses thinking that you all that. And I'm like, why do you care? I was in the club, I saw you when you were there with your glasses and chicks. Why were you looking at me? Like, to me, it's, I have such a possibility to just analyze things that I don't take those things as, listen, I have 1 million followers on Facebook. I have 1.4 million people listening to me on Spotify. I have another probably 300,000 or 400,000 on Apple Music and the other platforms. I have 180,000 followers on Instagram, 150,000 on TikTok, 50,000 on Twitter, etc., etc. And I've sang for countless amount of people. And to me, those numbers are very abstract. 1.4 million people, that's a lot of people. But at the same time, it's very abstract. And in these people, you have people who, they enjoy your music, but they don't know you. Or they listen to your music, but they don't know. They might listen to that one song, and the rest is in a playlist. Or some of them are your super fans, and they really enjoy your work and they've been supporting your work for 20, 30 years. They've been paying your rent for 30 years. And others, they don't like you. And for a long time, I was asking myself, and listen, I was losing sleep over this. I was like, he doesn't like me? What did I do to him? Why? And listen, I would meet people, I'd be like, what did I do to you? Like, why don't you like me? And sometimes just some stupid reason. A girl or this, or I saw you and you think you all that or whatever. And you're like, that's not a reason to hate somebody. So all this is it's kind of out of hands. And as long as you can put it back to a human level and understand that in this multitude of people listening, like, bro, 1.4 million people listen to my music every month. 1.4 million. Bro, you remember when we were celebrating 1 million? And now it's 1.4 million people around the world.
Mon cher, je m'envole quand c'était 500 000, mon cher. C'était déjà, hey! Donc, imagine-toi.
But now, for your own mental health, you need to just appreciate it and not go crazy about it, because you can wake up tomorrow and it went down to 1.2 million or back to 800,000, because people, listeners comes and they come and go, and you have to be very careful so that it going up or down doesn't affect you, because at the end of the day, Spotify is a business. Your art is your creation, but inside of the platforms, all this is, it's a business, and people are renting your time. They are they are renting your songs, and good. How do I make these 1.2 million, 3 million? That is what I'm interested in, and not, oh my God, all these people, I have to please them. I have to, because that's how, yeah,
I think that at the end of the day, all of these numbers and all of that, uh, it's also a lot of pressure for the mental health. It's at the end of the day, it's not that relevant if you think about it. But it is in a world of in a mercantile world. It is, but in the end, if you really strip things back to absolute, like you know, the absolute essentials, what is the most important is that you have a good hygiene in life, a good
yeah,
spirituality, you have good friends, good people around you, um, people that ground you, that make you help you stay, connected to simple things,
yes,
simple things. Sometimes just cleaning your swimming pool or cutting the grass or going for a walk. Those little details, or
yeah,
just good conversations between friends, on a terrace or whatever. Just
yeah,
learning to bond with very simple things in life procure more stability than any of these things, because this pursuit for numbers, this pursuit for streams, this I mean, and I say that because at a certain point, and I think I can always do better, but at a certain point, looking at the numbers and everything, and I was like, I'm doing too more than I can actually, it's too much. I'm already a lot. I mean, as you know, we are one man operations, man. You and I do the job of like 9 people at least, and and sometimes you got to call up on some of the jobs we're doing. It's like 9 people's job. Yeah, I mean, people don't even realize because it's abstract for a lot of people. They can't quantify. We work over 36 hours per day.
I work all Sunday.
24 hours. We work more than we sleep,
Yeah,
and that's what people don't understand. It's like, yeah, but it's not good. You should rest. Well, I mean, shit. Yeah, okay. Well,
pay my rent then.
no. And it's like, oh, it's like, do you realize that even you achieving those numbers, it's nights and days of hours of work, studies, analysis, trials and errors, and people only see the
Years.
stress. They don't see the. I mean, we are together for a long time. I know how you work. I know the trials and errors. Not everything worked out, and then we've had a lot of tests that people don't know of, but they only see that the $300,000 you made with crypto.com, selling your NFTs. They don't see all the work it took to get there. Yeah, but it was fast. No, it wasn't fast. It so happened that it's incredible, man. But at the end of the day, it's also part of the magic of what we do. It's like we're able to do so many things, and that's also what I think impeaches us to truly be completely affected mentally, because our minds are too busy working anyways, and we do have, I think, an overall good hygiene overall with the kind of people we surround ourselves with. So I think even in tough times, I mean, 2 years ago I lost my mother and all of that. All of these things are very traumatizing. There are moments that are not easy, but all in all, I never really had a moment. I had moments where I felt like I was going to drop everything, and then yeah, 2 days after I was back on my feet. But it was a moment. You gotta accept the moment. It's okay. And you gotta have people around you to be like, hey, it's okay. Take. It's all right. You're gonna be all right. Don't drop the ball. And you're like, yeah, you're right. Pick it back up. That's it, man. But and it's sad when you hear people who don't have that around them. It's sad when you hear people that have no real friends, have no people who truly are, especially, funny enough, especially rich people, man. There are some really decent human beings, but they're not surrounded, or they don't know how to surround themselves with decent beings.
It is, one of my obsessions when when I got famous. I mean, when I got famous from music, was to be able to read enough people to be careful about my circles and who I was surrounding myself with, who I let around me, and who I choose to in the shadows protect me from some people. There's a part of luck, but there's a part of you don't know why people are around you. And the more famous you get, the more money you have, the more you have new friends or new people that are trying to be potential friends. And I'm always nervous with anybody that want to be more than more than I intend them to be. I'm very nervous about that. Always. Like, I don't like new friends or anybody that new beat makers, new artists that are around me, like anybody that wants to go fast, too fast, like anybody that talks to me as if we were working for 20 years when we just did one track together. I'm very, at least something I learned to do is I tell them clearly, hey, listen, my friendships, my business friendships too, my artistic friendships, everything is earned with time. Only time tells you what people's true intentions are. And not in a week you can say, oh, this person is my best friend. Not in a year. You need 10, okay, 5 years to really know people, what are the intentions. And you also have to understand that these intentions might change. And I see so many artists, they barely make it, and then all of a sudden they change their entourage, they change the people they work with, they change l'équipe qui gagne, and you're like, what are they doing? And then after 10, 15 years, there's nothing shocking about what they become.